As Nigeria joined the rest of the world to mark the 2023 World Elephant Day on August 13, the World Africa Fund has called on the federal government to enhance wildlife tourism as a way of preventing human-elephant conflict and safeguarding national parks to preserve wildlife. World Africa Fund Nigeria spokesman Dr. Mark Ufua, who made the call while giving an insight into the organization's efforts at conserving elephants in Africa, identified biodiversity loss, poaching, and human-elephant conflict as major threats faced by elephants in Nigeria. This year, the spotlight is on the issue of human-elephant conflict, HEC.
Human-wildlife conflict, let me start from that broad definition, is conflict that arises between man and wildlife. And it often ends in destruction, habitat destruction, death of either parties, either human or the wildlife. And it's a major problem in wildlife conservation. Now, human-elephant conflict arises as a result of the fact that humans have encroached deep into the habitat of these elephants, of wildlife in general, elephants. And because of that, the interface between humans and wildlife is very thin. You see, oftentimes it's just a line of trees. And we do agriculture, we plant our maize, we plant our yams, we plant our crops right on the edge of these forests. And these elephants, they do not see boundaries the way we see boundaries. They do not understand boundaries the way we understand boundaries. And to them, maize farm is just food organized in a place, like a fast food restaurant for them. So they would always come into the maize farm or into our farms, the crop farms, to come and get easy food, easy meal, fast food, you see. And the farmer who had organized this farm, who planted the farm, did it for economic purposes, wants to reap crops for food to sell or something, you know. So there is a clash of interest there.
Elephants are described as keystone species that create and maintain the ecosystems in which they live and make it possible for other plant and animal species to live in those environments as well. But illegal trade in ivory products, which is extremely profitable, has led to the slaughter of tens of thousands of elephants around the world, including African elephants. An estimated 100 African elephants are reportedly killed each day by poachers seeking ivory, meat, and their body parts. Forest elephants in Nigeria are also not left out.
A lot of people have been killed by elephants. So the relationship between the elephants and the people around this community, it's so bad. We are living in the borders of Hwange National Park. When we talk of borders, we know of fences, we know of all those things that try to separate. But with us here, it's only a tarred road that really separates communal land and the forest land where elephants and other predators come from. The wildlife don't know that this is a demarcation that you shouldn't cross here. So we all invade into each other's space. In the past 4 weeks, we've had 6 elephants that have been killed. It's a shame because it's not helping anyone and we are losing our elephants. If the elephants are killed, yes, we have protected our crops, but that's a short-term solution. 2 weeks down the line, they'll be back again. For so long, local people have been seen as the enemy of wildlife conservation because they are the poachers, they are the ones who are chopping down trees. But I believe that with proper education, with proper interventions, local people are a very important part of conservation, and with time we can solve this human and wildlife conflict issue. Realizing the potential that we have as a community and what we are missing, then we formed Tikobane Trust. is a Nambian name meaning let's share. We seek to bring peaceful coexistence between wildlife and communities around wildlife.
Dr. Mark Ufua will give an insight into the proactive measures taken by Wild Africa Fund to address human-elephant conflict in Zimbabwe, called on the Nigerian government to collaborate with the fund in designing nature-based innovations that would save elephants in Nigeria, especially in state-managed forest reserves, where forest elephants face severe logging pressures.